Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the St. Louis Cardinals. Last season, we finished a couple games under 500, and we're really not close to a pennant anytime soon, I don't think. We have several talented players, but we don't have... I don't know what we're missing, to be honest with you. I don't know what's holding us back, but we want to definitely take a look at a couple of things and see what we can figure out. So, we were 7th in the National League in defensive efficiency and 6th in the league in zone rating. And neither of those are great. You'd certainly like to see better numbers. But I don't think defense is the problem. The bullpen is definitely one of the problems, though. If we quickly take a look at our pitching ratings here, we don't have a true stopper right now. And although Benny Frey was incredibly valuable last season, his truth is he's basically just pitching every inning he possibly can. He's basically like a sixth starter almost. We definitely need more talent in the bullpen. I think that's undisputable. Even less disputable is the fact we need more pitching. We need more starters. And I think Jim Bagby Sr. is going to be one of those starters. And I'm pretty sure that Johnny Humphreys is going to have the inside track the next time someone gets hurt. The truth is, we don't have a reliable strike thrower. So, one thing I'm going to do right now, before anything else, done. Mr. Bagby, I would like you to be a starting pitcher next season, please. Acquiring Archdeacon was not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. But he was also a bad center fielder. And I definitely think Harry Kraft will probably be an important part of our success this season, playing center field full time. I might ask Archdeacon to move to a corner and see how that works out, because I love him at the top of the lineup. 414 on base percentage is pretty hard to argue with, but defensively, he is a bit of a liability. Bill Terry is going to age eventually, as will Gabby Hartnett. Our biggest issue is going to be we're only 7th overall. And that certainly means we'll get a good player, maybe even a starter, but we won't be getting, like, a top-flight talent. If we quickly spy our draft pool here... I mean, I gushed about Ted Williams last episode. You don't need me to do it again. I would love Bob Elliott in a lot of ways, except he's not a great third baseman. He'd be a better choice in right field, but I've kind of got my outfield is more or less okay. Barney McCoskey is a definite possibility. A really young, exciting, dynamic center fielder could be just the kind of thing to start sparking us to greater glory. But I doubt any of these three will be available at the time I pick. I just don't believe it. The game thinks we'll end up with Chet Ross, Um, Ross is a pretty good hitter, but I don't know that I like him well enough to draft him necessarily. I'd probably take a starter, like a Hal Newhouser or a Dizzy Trout or a Fred Hutchison or a Marius Russo. There's lots of options here, and I don't want to get locked into any of them just yet. Um, I'm definitely going to be willing to put forward a small package to try to acquire a better reliever. Is there anyone on the trading block right now? You're a weird dude, Mike Kircher. I'm not saying I don't want you, but you're a weird dude all the same. Alright, let's go ahead and let's just advance time a bit after we have addressed some of our coaching issues. Pastorius. You get promoted to AAA. Easy peasy. Al, you can be promoted to AA. I've no objection to that. Works to pitching coach. Abel's a good place to have like good all around people. There we go. Pitching as a whole is an issue, and Bagby's gonna help. And I think one of our biggest issues, if we take a look at our team's defense. Yeah, Archdeacon was awful. And neither Piat or Boudreaux were great, although I don't think that's necessarily fair to either one of them. I think they are both potentially excellent defenders. And let's be real, I don't need an A-plus defender if they're delivering offensively. And I think Boudreaux in particular will get better with time. Piat, he is what he is. And what he is fine. He's not a brilliant defender, but he's not a terrible defender either. Yeah. I'm not going to upset the middle infield unless it's for a significant upgrade. Willie Cam was actually a plus defender. Hartnett, I don't trust zone rating for catchers. I don't think it's that helpful. He did allow a fair few errors and passed balls, but I don't really have a replacement for him. I really don't. So we definitely want to acquire at least one reliever, maybe two. Maybe even push on a couple of borderline prospects to get a great reliever. I do want to upgrade at third base if we can manage it. That being said, none of these guys are great third basemen. Like, Bob Elliott is a very good hitter, and I wouldn't mind having him in the lineup, but he sure as shit doesn't play third that well. Hank Majeski is a little bit better as a third baseman, but still not premier. Pinky May's a good defender, but not such a good hitter. So all the third base prospects are pretty flawed, in one way or another. And I'm thinking if we can get a good to great pitcher in this first round of the draft, I'll take May in the second round. And we'll just see how he turns out. But I wouldn't be losing a ton of defense if I picked him up. And that's going to be pretty helpful. You are scouting amateurs, right? You are. Okay. Let's also just let him get some... Actually... Let's not even give him the option. No. Let's go ahead and sim up to the end of awards and then see if we have any more data on these players. Fred, I'm not going to spend like $1 million on you. I'll give you $2,000 because I have the money. And if you don't like that, then you can go away. Virtual signed. Mr. Head wants more money. I'll also offer you $2,000. We're going to have a stupidly overpaid minor league coaching staff because I have nothing better to do with my money. I just don't. A gold glove for George Selkirk again. Selkirk has been a really great combination of defensive excellence and offensive capabilities. It certainly wasn't a flawless trade. And I kind of wish we still had Pat Malone. But it's not Selkirk's fault that he hasn't delivered more. Ooh, Bill Terry got a gold glove too. Nice. Only his second one, oddly enough. I like how they've decided that aging is optional. Now, I wonder if Lou Boudreau got any votes for Rookie of the Year. Probably not. But maybe he did. He didn't get any votes. So I'm betting he's still considered a rookie, technically. I don't remember off the top of my head what the actual, distinction is where it breaks off, but I'm betting that's the case. Okay, the Giants want you to be their hitting coach. Done. I will promote you as soon as you get some experience. I just need to see you improve a bit. Alright. So, do we have more data on the rookie draft? We sure don't. What are you doing with your time, Scouty McScoutface? Look, I'm going to take a look at the top 10 players here. Go ahead and look at Johnny G and Pinky May. And Early Win. And even Mickey Vernon. And then I would like you to scout all 14 of them, please. Okay. Any changes to the trading block? A bunch of them. Okie dokie. Great. Let's start by considering relievers. Jim Brillhart looks like a fantastic reliever. Hal Smith, not quite so much. And I'm not going to take my curse just because he's so old. Mr. Brillhart. I am interested in him now, actually. I would like to offer you Tom Baker. Okay, done. That was easy. And then we just need a little bit more just raw talent in the bullpen, but I think some of that will just come from players getting better. But yeah, that was a very good trade. I'm very happy with that. Do we acquire Hal Smith too? I don't think we need two big-time relievers. I really don't. I think we need what we have right now. Okay. Alright, so Pinky here is what he is at this point. He's not really going to get better. He's not really going to get worse. That's fine. That's still worthy of a second round pick. Easily. Dizzy Trout. I don't want too many of these flamethrowers who don't have great control, but we're going to take who we can get. Yeah, Ted Williams is good. Gee, thanks, mate. That's why I pay you the big bucks. You're a really good hitter. But I can't justify taking you when I'm already kind of full up in the outfield. Unless you could be a center fielder, and I frankly don't think that you can be a center fielder. Okay. I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame voting. Allen is fine. Ayers is good. Bancroft is fine. Basler is a pretty easy choice, I think. Definitely deserves his spot. I'm still not voting for Donnie Bush. I keep saying this every week, but it's not going to change, mate. Charlie Deal certainly isn't terrible, but I don't think I'd vote for him. I'll vote for Bubbles, I guess. No, he shouldn't have even been a finalist on the ballot. The man didn't even get 1,000 hits. I mean, I guess Rogers Hornsby's pretty decent. Okay, yes, he's amazing, even though he was not a great defender. in real life. I'll give High Pockets Kelly some love because I know 200 homers is a decent way up the list at this point. He's a pretty good all-around hitter. You gotta respect that. Definitely Stuffy McInnes. I'm going to keep carrying a torch for Fred Snodgrass. I don't think it's going to matter, but he's my new project now that Johnny Bates isn't in the Hall. Which is silly, but whatever. Yeah, that Lefty Williams guy turned out alright. I'll also vote for Cy Williams, too. That seems good. Submit. Thanks, mate. Okay. You're offering me Dixie Walker. Very fine player. You want Eddie Smith? I'm not eager to move on from Smith, but I'm certainly not convinced that he's going to be a major starter. So maybe. But I can't give you Harry Kraft because Dixie Walker can't play center. And more importantly, I don't have a position for him. Now you can sit there and tell me he's clearly better than Moose Solters. Yes, obviously. But Solters is also a pretty good defenseman. Defenseman? When do we get into hockey terms? And I'm not convinced he's not just flat better than Dixie Walker. So this is a very clear no. I don't think he's a good fit for the team. I would stab the first 6 people in the throat if it would get me freaking Ted Williams. This reminds me of one of the other OOTP series he did where I got Willie Mays. I would happily trade a pretty big name player to get Ted Williams, but that's not going to happen. Because there's no way he's not picked first overall. Let's just call a spade here. It's not happening. Yeah, the Cubs would have been profoundly stupid to let him slide. So we're going to go ahead and jump ahead to my next draft pick. There goes Newhouser. I knew the pitchers would go earlier than this game thought they would. And we definitely need arms. And the only way I wouldn't take an arm is if one of the really good third basemen had fallen to me. Or one of the good, really great hitters had fallen to me, but they didn't. So let's talk about our 3 starting options here. Number 1, Fred Hutchison, no. I'm not saying he's not a great talent, but let's be real here. I've got maybe 2 more seasons with the Cardinals. I can't afford to draft someone that's going to take a long time to develop. So I'm going to put a nix on him. So, the other 3 starters worth considering are Dizzy Trout, Ken Raffensperger, and Marius Russo. Let's start with Dizzy Trout. Trout has great movement. He's a ground ball pitcher and has pretty good stuff. Trout is definitely a possibility here, although only 2 of his pitches are really good, his sinker and his forkball. Ken Raffensperger is very smart with precision control and a nice mix of pitches in his own right. And Marios Russo is just a really solid all-around pitcher. He's also a captain. He's also a captain. And I don't think we have one right now. We do, Jimmy Shevlin, the terrible first baseman who's literally only there for that reason. So here's the question. Is it worth passing on Raffensperger to take Russo? I am so tempted to get Raffensperger, though. I need a horse who can just throw lots and lots of pitches. I mean, Trout is the best pitcher, though. And Trout has room to grow, which none of these other pitchers do, really. For the others, they are who they are. Trout has more upside. I think I'm going to take Russo. And it's honestly, it's the intangibles that break the stalemate for me. So I'm going to take Russo. Game done. I know I said I would take Pinky May, but Ken Raffensperger still being here in the second round is incredible, and I'm very pleased about that. Oh man, Pinky's gone. I'm definitely not going to say no to a quality reliever, so I will draft Johnny G. I wouldn't mind trying Rip Russell, because we do need another first baseman, and maybe he can develop nicely. That'd be good. Stan Andrews, you're a hard worker. That's worth something. I will take Mike Namick and let him develop. He looks like a pretty solid arm out of the pen. And I'm going to go ahead and quickly check to see if there's a hidden offensive genius here. There sure isn't. Okay. Draft completed. I'm actually really happy about this draft. I got 2 top quality starting pitchers. To the point where I can start downplaying some of the others. I know we didn't address the elephant in the room, which is third base. But now that I have these talented young players, I have the flexibility to go out and get one by trading for them. Alright, Rule 5, time, friends. Yeah, it's like I can basically bench half my rotation and for significant improvement. That's really fantastic. I'm very happy about that. If someone wants Valley Eves, they can have them. I'm not going to deny him his right. I'm not surprised he got taken, but I think we've already upgraded the bullpen significantly. Wow, y'all suck. I'll take Stu Bowers. I'll give him a chance. That's good enough. Alright. So we're going to sim right the way up to spring training beginning. Basler, Hornsby, Williams, and McInnes all made it. Wow, Charlie Deal didn't even get one vote? Like, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. There's nothing about him that suggests he is, but I thought he'd at least get, like, one pity vote. Damn. I really don't want Hippo Vaughn to make it. I really don't. Okay. We are going... Why are we not... Oh, we stopped because of the thing. That's fine. Alright. My own fault. I keep doing it. I don't know why I keep doing it. Alright. So we need to talk about who is going to be on our spring training roster. Game, I'm going to throat punch you for your No, I'm not going to say that word. For your incredibly stupid insistence on making great starters into relievers. It's a free-for-all. And then we're going to go ahead and do a 6-man rotation. Okie doke. Is there a top quality third baseman? Nope. Find a player. Third base, minimum defense of 60. This is what I was looking for in the Pittsburgh thing. This is how you can find, like, a hometown player. Alright. Let's try, right? Let's push for the big guns and see if I could acquire him. Let's start with, like, Eddie Miller. I'm not going to give you Boudreaux. Not for... No. No. Avi? No. You cannot have Lou Boudreaux. I can't. Because I can't open up a weakness or open up a strength and then, yeah. Archie Vaughn is really great, though. Like, he's incredible. And I'd love to have him. Man. Can I trade the second overall pick in his second season, even for a player like Archie Vaughn? I can't. I can't do it. But I want to. I want to do it so bad. I'm just gonna kick the tires on Bill Terry. No. Okay. Archdeacon. Wow, Archdeacon is just absolutely nothing. Okay, fine. We tried. We tried. Let's start with Cam and Archdeacon. Really? That's not even getting your interest. I mean, that's fair. I'm giving you ancient players and asking for one of the best young players in the game. So fair. Alright, if I start with Cam, Waddy Lee is your general manager? Neat. Yeah, I'm going to have to give up Boudreaux to get anything of quality, and it's not worth it. So we're going to maybe need to consider elsewhere. How about Dario here? Okay, now we're getting something I can work with. Wow, Cam actually makes the offer worse. Okay. And who do you want? You're not getting any of my top tier starters, but I wouldn't object to offering you like Tex Carlton. Really? Can I get more? Can I get Creepy Crespi? No. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I think that's a very smart move on our part. And I look forward to Dario making some very slick plays at third base while also offering some quality offense. I think he's going to be a great acquisition for us. That was quite frankly highway robbery, and I didn't expect it to go that well. Look, Archdeacon, I can't afford to carry you in center field. I'd love to, but I can't. Especially because I have, I think Boudreaux can offer your exact same production. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shop Cam and Archdeacon and see what we can get in return. Nothing. Ah, so that's the issue. The issue is actually people don't want Archdeacon. Um, sorry, fans. This is about clearing roster spots. I mean, Bill Shores is not a starting pitcher. Not even a little bit, but whatever. Long relief emergency starter. There we go. I really don't want Archdeacon playing that often. I don't want Archdeacon at all, to be honest with you. But if I am going to have him, he's going to be a super sub off the bench. He's not going to be a starter. Kraft, this is your job in this season. Game, are you absolutely fucking joking that you think I don't want Boudreaux as my starting shortstop? It's... that's fine. That's whatever. I don't care. I just want them to get reps in spring training. Wow. Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks, buddy. Eddie Miller. I'm going to shift you over to second base. Is Steve now a good second baseman? He's not? Like, at all? This is just me doing this kind of randomly, and that's just because I want Eddie Miller to play the position. Is there a top quality second baseman still available? I'm not saying I don't truly love my buddy there. You know, Washington, I kind of like the idea of getting Mr. Worsler here to be a starting second baseman. Unless there's someone who's just better all around. I can't imagine you would cost very much. How about I give you Harry Gumbert? Wow, really? Okay. I'll get a starting second baseman for a starter who's not very good. Yeah, if you want to give Miller some reps in the ops in the every few days, I'm fine with that. Man, Bagby picking up velocity on his fastball is pretty great. That's a very nice thing to have right now. Okay. And the games are done. Okie dokie. The reason I'm demoting Raffensperger is because it doesn't start his clock, and then I'll be able to call him up once he's healthy again. Okay, it's just 2 days. Alright, Kraft is now healthy again. Great. Alright, let's start with the pitching staff. Alright. It's going to be Vandermeer, and it's going to be Bowers at the top of the rotation. It's going to be Russo. It's going to be Bagby. And then who's our best choice for the 5th starter? Like, it's not Bill Shores. I can tell you that much. Eddie Smith. And this is just going to be temporary until the other new guy gets promoted. So that gives me 17 pitchers. I really only want 11 at most. So I'm going to start demoting people. Dietrich, I really don't have time for you. If I can get a prospect, great. Otherwise, I'll just cut you. Great. Welcome aboard, Pete. Lee to the minors. Kennedy to the minors. Bryant to the minors. How many people does that give me now? 13 pitchers. I need Shores in my rotation if we're to have a decent season. Or not in my rotation, rather, but on my roster. Will Burnsy here take a demotion? Doubtful. I equally doubt anyone's going to want him, though. Oh, I'll be damned. There's actually some decent offers being made here. Lee Stein, you're everything I want in a reliever and more. So, you gone. My dude. Okay. Shevlin to the minors. He really doesn't serve a purpose. I really want to get rid of Archdeacon. He's very obviously... But he has a great bat off the bench. And I think him starting once a week in the outfield isn't the worst idea. Yeah, Frederick, I will trade you. If nobody wants you, I'll just cut you. You no longer serve a purpose on my team. You could argue that he never did, but that's a topic for another time. So, Humphreys, you're in. Johnny G, you're in. And then as soon as Raffensperger is healthy, he's going right to the majors as well. You know what? I'd rather have Vern Kennedy in the majors than Humphreys. I want Humphreys to get some more experience. Alright, so rotation is done. Emergency starter, long relief for you. Shores is a reliever. I definitely didn't grab him as a starter. Right, give me them relievers. Alright, Jim Brillhart. I would like you to be my closer. I'm not going to use you in the stopper role because you don't have the stamina for it. But I can then build up to you. With people like Benny Fry and Stu Bowers. Johnny G. I'm going to make Krakowskis, or Krakowskis rather, setup. And then Shores can do middle relief. I'm going to have Benny Frey here be middle relief, long relief. That'll be good. All right. Pitching staff, done. Not quite. Now done. All right. Let's get building our team. Our best overall hitter remains, and this is a shock to no one, I think, Bill Terry. He hits third. Easy layup choice. Our best overall leadoff guy is definitely Lou Boudreau. I'm happy with him batting leadoff. And I think Dario Lodigiani is a really good choice for our number 2 hitter. All right. Selkirk hits cleanup. And Solters hits 5th. Gabby Hartnett is going to hit 6th. And then my rabbity friend is going to hit 7th. And Kraft is going to hit... We're going to switch these two up like that. All right. Our backups. Thieve now backs up at short. Miller's going to back up at second. And Miller is also going to start once a week at second base. Because I want him to get some reps. I want to ease him into the second base role and see if he can be a starter for us. Which I think he can. I do need someone else to play first, so I guess Miller can be the backup first baseman because someone has to be, I suppose. Mancuso backs up at catcher. Archdeacon has the raw athletic talent that I think he can play as a super utility guy. With Mr. Stain back here as the tertiary. Archdeacon is the #1 pinch hitter. Miller and Thief now go here. And Truck goes here. I will say this team has one very profound issue right now that I'm only noticing now. We don't have a great bench. In particular, we don't have a great offensive bench. But we'll see how things go with what we've got now. Alrighty then. I do? Oh yeah, I didn't have Marios Russo. Whoopsie. Sorry, buddy. That was an oversight. Are you willing to take a demotion now? No. Goodbye. Well, Eddie, I'd like you to come clean. Did you, or did you not, physically assault him and a chance to get yourself a new job? I won't be mad if you did. I'm going to call up Mr. Actually, this is a good time to call up a bat. Like, a good bat off the bench to give us some more depth. What do we got free agent-wise? I'd love a guy like Shires on our roster as a backup first baseman. Let's go for him. As for second base, that's going to be Miller, and then Thief now is going to have to back up there too. Hey, 3,000th hit for... What's his face? Bill Terry. Nice. Alright, Art Shires, I'm putting you on the Major League roster now. Where'd you go, buddy? Wait, you still show as... What? Okay, this says that you signed a contract. Oh, you know what? You just instantly basically got... Yeah, that's fine. And now Shires can back up at first, and most importantly, he gives us a much better bench bat than we had before. Alright, what's going on here? We're just kind of randomly underperforming for reasons that kind of escape me. I mean, like, Lodishani batting 229 is not what I expected. Maybe I just need to kick him down the lineup some and promote, say... Hartnett's having an amazing season again. I don't think I'd want him to be the number 2 hitter, though, is the problem. We don't really have a number 2. Alright, Selkirk's going to hit second, then Salters, then Hartnett, then Kraft. I think that lineup works. It's not... Again, it could be better, but it's fine. I need you to hit better, buddy. That's a big thing that needs to change in the very near future. I'm not quite sure why this keeps happening to our pitchers, where we'll get a starter who's been consistently solid who just decides that pitching is... What the fuck happened to Russ Bowers? Where does stamina go? Was your stamina always garbage? What? I mean, he's thrown 200 plus innings each of the last couple seasons, but I guess it makes sense while he's not pitching at his very best right now. I mean, I'm not going to mess with it. He's doing okay. Eddie Smith is the bigger issue. Eddie Smith is the really subpar performer. And it looks like his issue is just he can't strike enough people out. He's still useful, but I'm almost certainly going to replace him with Raffensperger. As in right now. And then let's send down Shores if he'll take a demotion, which he won't. Damn it, Shores. I'll send down Kennedy, and then we call up Raffensperger and make him into a starter. Yeah, buddy, you're a starting pitcher. I don't know who told you that you're not, but that is a mistake. And I'm going to go ahead and give him a pitch count so that he can work up to it. And you can do emergency starter long relief. All right, I think that's going to help. I think that's going to be a nice addition to the rotation. Thief now, I'm not starting you at shortstop. Just stop talking. Bill, I never said you were going to be a member of the starting rotation, bro. That never happened. That I said that I was going to do that. What the shit, Raffensperger? What is wrong with you? How is somebody with absolutely no actual pitching getting hurt all this time? Like, dude, knock it the hell off. I am not letting Eddie Smith start again. I will start Vern Kennedy, please and thank you. He can be my starting pitcher. Hell, you know what? Bill Shores, if we're going to whine this much, go for it. I'm already starting to suspect, though, that this is not going to be a great season for us. Because it doesn't make any sense. I really don't get how he's getting injured when he's not actually playing. I mean, maybe he's just, not a great pitcher, but, like, come on, bro. Yeah, all my position players are getting worse. That's not a great look. How's Miller actually doing? Pretty terrible. So bad, in fact, I don't even want him on the Major League roster anymore. I will happily let Mr. Worsler play. Shores has been alright. And maybe sometime in the minors wouldn't go amiss. On the other hand, we're only 3 games out of a pennant spot. And we're just a better team. With, I think, Raffensperger as a starting pitcher. I'm going to switch Eddie Smith to avoid high leverage. Yeah, Krakowskis, I think you still need some work before I can make you my setup man with any confidence. Let's go ahead and set up Johnny G as our setup guy. Let's see how this works out. I can't really be bothered here. And then, Squanto, you've done a pretty good job of finding good players. I'm happy to bring you back for another few years. Alright, who do we got here? Gabby Hartnett is a starting catcher. Bill Terry made it. Moose Solters made it. 3 All-Stars. None of them pitchers, which is kind of interesting because I thought our rotation was pretty decent this season, but whatever. All right. I just don't care, game. What the hell, Raffensperger? I'm very tempted to just cut you right now. I don't know what your problem is, But you keep getting hurt. And it's not like you're doing anything. Like, I'm trying to make the playoffs, and you're making that incredibly difficult. I have never seen somebody pitch so ineffectively and yet still get injured so often. I do need you. Eddie Smith, you're kind of a waste of a roster spot right now. I'd rather actually have Lee Stein, who seems like a really good pitcher. And just make the bullpen that much stronger. I guess rotation's actually not that great this season. Yikes. I would like you to stop, game. What is with all the damn leg injuries? You're supposed to be legendary and outstanding against leg injuries. I don't know what our problem is, but it's getting real old real fast, my dudes. I guess I gotta call Eddie Smith back up. Vern Kennedy's definitely going to get the rotation spot, though. I think he's earned an opportunity. All right. I'd love to get Bill Walker or Dutch Leonard in this rotation. Done. I will happily turn over to you Eddie Smith, who's just worse than Bill Walker. That's like the easiest choice I've ever made in my entire career. That was just good. And I'm just getting another middle reliever just so we can do that. No. I don't think so. Alright, Ravensburger, I want you to pitch out of the pen. I just need you to start putting some damn mileage on this arm so I can figure out how good you actually are. We're only 4 games out. But I genuinely don't know what I can do to get us over the top. Um, like we're doing our best. I know that some of the pitchers haven't been premier, but I also don't have a real way to improve that. Yeah, I think we just kind of hope and wait and see if our players can do a bit better. I do want to push Dario back up the lineup, at least have him hit sixth. I think he's a better hitter than Kraft. And he's really turned it around after really struggling earlier on this season. Is there a player on the trading block who could mean the difference between the playoffs and not making the playoffs? Billy Herman's bat would definitely play, but I'm not convinced he'd be a good enough second baseman. I mean, a guy like Monty Pearson would be a pretty nice addition to the team. What would you cost me? Wow. Wow. I will do this trade. I'm playing for the future. And I'm pitching for the present. Monty Pearson in the rotation over Marius Russo is just makes us a better team. How many pitches have you thrown out of interest this season? You're throwing 125 pitches per game. Friends, I'm wondering if this hard pitch count is actually hurting us. I'm going to kick it up to 110. Yeah, Raffensperger is quickly becoming super problematic. Gee, Thieve, now, what was your first fucking clue that I don't think you're a starting lineup guy? Oh, wait, the fact I haven't started you all damn year. Just stop complaining, dude. Just stop. Oh, come on. We're so damn close. Yeah, I think we're just screwed. All of a sudden, we've stopped playing well. Like, we got shut out by a guy whose ERA in the season is 5.08. And George Selkirk stopped hitting entirely. Friends, this needs to stop. Can you please just stop deciding that different parts of your game are just optional? Don't think we're gonna make it. I don't think we've got a chance anymore. I think Selkirk's meltdown, I just don't see it. Okay, these fucking pitching injuries this season have been absolutely ridiculous, and they need to stop. They need to stop right away. I don't think we can make it. I just don't think we can. Oh, great. I can have Piet back. What wonderful news. I'm going to close my eyes. No, that's interesting. Did we just win the pennant? No, it's a 4-way tie for first. How did I beat the Phillies? I'm not complaining. It's a World Series appearance. No, wait. I got screwed. I got beat in the stupid playoff game. Man. Was it even close? Really? Our freaking bullpen melted down. Oh man, dude. Of all the times this season to start pitching badly. Really, Kraft. The entire damn season, you only make 4 errors, and 2 of them are in the most important game of the season. We really are cursed. We really are cursed. Oh, wow. That really hurts. Look, I don't think we had a great chance at winning the World Series even if we did make it, but it would have been nice to win one more pennant. Yeah, you should freaking retire, you jackass. All my damn pitchers get hurt. How is staff cohesion bad again? How can you be normal and struggle with a normal? I guess I need an easygoing team trainer. That'd help. But I just want the best possible trainer. That's the issue. You're not great at anything, but... No, it's going to be Dante Small. You're the best, I think. Although maybe... No, because although you'd be great at saving my pictures, you'd be bad at everything else. I think we will go with Small here. Give him a deal. Man, that season, we were so damn close. And I'll tell you who I blame. I blame the complete vanishing job that George Selkirk pulled this season. I don't know what your problem is, dude, but you need to solve it. Because this ain't good enough. I know your contact has slipped a little bit, but dude, you hit 237. It's not good enough. You're being paid to be a big piece of this team. You cost us a pennant, George Selkirk. I praise you at the beginning of this episode, but I say this with all sincerity. You cost us a pennant. I got good to great performances out of just about everyone else, but not you. Hartnett was great. Solters was great. Terry was very, very good. Boudreaux did an excellent job. Pretty happy with him. An average defender. I'll take that. Ladigiani really put on, really improved at the end of toward the end of the season. He was a very nice pickup in that regard. Kraft wasn't an ideal hitter. He was decent. And I thought he was a good center fielder until he decided that 2 errors would be the perfect time to fuck up in the playoff game. Second base was not bad, actually. Worsler turned out to have a pretty decent bat. Maybe a somewhat underwhelming glove, but not bad. But yeah, I didn't expect big things from most of these players. I expected more out of Boudreaux, maybe. But I think he'll get better with more practice. But just the utter vanishing of George Selkirk killed this team. Like, I don't know what your problem is, dude. But I hope you solve it in the offseason. Pitching. I don't care about that. I mean, some of my relievers weren't great, but they also didn't pitch a huge number of innings. I mean, Krakowskis did. He could have been better, maybe. But yeah, we got a great rotation with Pearson, Bagby, and Bowers. And Vandermeer and Walker. Johnny G was fantastic. Brillhart was great. I do think we need to ask for a little bit more from our starters. And I think we're going to ask for more next season. But I don't necessarily mind putting a bigger load on our bullpen when our bullpen was the best in the majors. Like, superficially, our lineup was excellent. And it was excellent. We were 85 and 71. But we just picked the worst possible time. And just, when it comes down to one game, crazy shit happens. The center fielder getting 2 errors in the playoff game was crazy. Jim Brillhart was fantastic throughout the season, and he screwed up. Yeah, that's what happens. Man, I really thought when I saw how we were doing toward the end here, I thought we had a chance, and we did have a chance. We had a very, very real chance. And if we'd gotten a little bit more production out of Selkirk or our rotation, if we'd put a little bit more in their hands, I think the injuries are still happening. They're still happening, even with the pitch count. And I'm wondering if this is not just better to just kick the pitch count off entirely. I really don't know, and I'm curious to hear what you folks think, but I'll tell you, I'm really thinking that the pitch count is holding us back. But maybe not. I don't know. Russo was another issue. And this one is on me. I didn't respond to Russo not being the very best early enough, and that hurt the team. That really hurt the team. There were plenty of times that he started where if someone else had started, we could have won. And that's on me. I didn't watch Russo very closely. But I think we'll be better next season. We now have 2 more veteran starters in Pearson and Walker. Pearson had a great season. Walker had a pretty good season. I just need a bit more out of my starters. And eventually, we're going to start seeing a decline from our older players, especially Bill Terry and Gabby Hartnett. I mean, Hartnett putting up this season at the age of 38 is borderline unfair. We just need another couple of pieces, I think. Or just a better performance out of some of our players last season. Like, Boudreaux taking a big step forward would be nice. We can upgrade at center, I think. Like, Kraft was fine. If this is what we get at center, I'm okay with that. But I'd like to see a bit more out of center. Selkirk, I don't know, dude. I know Russo wasn't great, and I missed that. And I also missed Selkirk. So I guess I have to take a pretty fair piece of the blame, too, because it was so close. And because I just wasn't paying close enough attention to how players were doing. It's like I would have benched Selkirk, though. Like, who else would I play? Archdeacon, maybe? Maybe have Archdeacon playing right? Like, he was a decent enough bat off the bench, I guess. But I don't think he would have been significantly better than Selkirk. Selkirk's still OPS more. But yeah, your abrupt decline that came out of nowhere is the big story for this season. But we'll see what happens this offseason. Come hell or high water, um, 1940 will be our last season with the Cardinals. So it's worth thinking about who comes next. Who's our next team? Let's take a look at the league history, and we'll end this episode on this note. The Tigers have still never won a championship. They're also dead last in winning percentage. The Tigers haven't even made the playoffs. That's interesting. Oh, they got Charlie Keller in the draft. Okay. And Hank Greenberg. Hal Trotsky Sr. Our good old pal Milt Schaffner. You never pitched for me. Huh. Yeah. I think that's what we're going to do. Barring the Tigers winning the World Series next season, which seems pretty unlikely, that's what we're going to go with. We're gonna play as the Tigers next season. And that'll be interesting. Do share your thoughts down below how this season went. I mean, any other season, I think we win the pennant here. It just came down to that weird 4-way tie, and then we lost the most important game of the season. Maybe the Pirates' curse is infected this save too. Who knows? But I do know this is going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this has been Avindian, and I bid you good day.